Let's start with the Clippers. We talked about it yesterday. We're thinking $2 billion. That's what we hear. Shelley Sterling negotiating the sale of the Clippers to former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer. $2 billion. Yes, with a B. Now, has Donald Sterling signed off? We'll get to that in a minute. But let's get back to the particulars. Steve Ballmer, again, there he is, says he loves basketball, honored to have his name even mentioned, and says he's going to keep the team in Los Angeles, not move him to Seattle. So he's all fired up. Shelley Sterling, here's what she said, or here's her quotes. I am delighted we are selling the team to Steve, who will be a terrific owner. We worked for 33 years to build the Clippers into a premier NBA franchise. I am confident Steve will take the team to new levels of success. Even Magic Johnson, and the rumors he was part of a team trying to buy the squad as well. Here's his tweet. Steve Ballmer owning the Clippers is a big win for the city of L.A. and all of the people who live in the city of Angels. So everybody's happy, but you know there's Donald Sterling saying somewhere, not so fast. Can he stop this? Joining me once again, friend of the program, great radio talk show host Chris Domino. What do you think, Chris? Can he stop this or not?
I don't think he can stop his team not belonging to him, but it doesn't mean he's going to keep his mouth shut, Mike. And I'm not so sure that's going to be good for a bunch of people. He'll play my cold dead hands, and then they'll take it from him. But I just think he's going to keep talking, and I don't think that's going to be good for some people because I don't think he has any intention of being quiet about this.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen. His attorney, Max Belcher, laid out some of their arguments, still making some of the same arguments. But one of them is that he gave the NBA and Shelley, his wife, the ability to negotiate but not sell. Let's listen to that. We'll get your take coming out.
Mr. Sterling does not believe she has the authority to, quote, sell the team. He believes he gave her authority only to negotiate an arrangement and bring it to him for approval.
So 2 points off that, Chris. Did he give her the authority to sell, and can he stop it at this point?
Well, I don't think the NBA cares whether he gave her authority to sell. They're going to take it if they don't sell it, and I think the NBA doesn't want to have that June 3rd meeting. They don't want to sort of make themselves susceptible to any other lawsuits that might come. They'd like this deal to be done. He's not going to own this team at the end of the day, Mike. He's just not. But his ability to talk about things he might have heard in private conversations with other NBA owners, people around the NBA, he's not going quietly in the night because there's nothing about his background, including trotting out a lawyer yesterday, that tells you he's going to go quietly in the night. He won't have the team, but it doesn't mean he won't have a microphone, or some of his people might not have a microphone under their nose to tell whatever story it is they choose to tell at that point.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's hit another point that Mr. Belcher is making on Donald Sterling's behalf. That he's not going to give consent unless the NBA does something about the charges against him. That's the gist of this. Let's listen to it, and we'll talk coming out.
We don't think the team can be sold without Mr. Sterling's consent. Mr. Sterling is not going to consent unless the NBA does something about the scurrilous and illegal charges they filed against him.
Scurrilous charges. Is he going for some reputation rehab before he relents? Chris?
No, he's a guy who's been involved in a lot of lawsuits, and he realizes he can have another one. He seems to have liked the fight. He thinks to some degree he's entitled to a fight. And really what he's doing, Mike, this is a negotiation. You know, here's the deal. You play the over my dead body card, then you tell that's the A. The Z is go negotiate a price, and he played it the way you're supposed to. I'm leaving every window open for me to actually say what it is I want to say. That's what he's doing here. He wants them to say, okay, part of the negotiation is I consent before June 3rd. You don't have to have your little meeting, but this is what I want in return. He's not going quietly. That's the point. And I promise you this, even if he gets, quote, what he wants, he'll still have something to say because that's just who he is.
You know, you've hinted at it a couple times, Chris. You think part of his negotiation, he's ready to throw some other owners under the bus?
Well, I don't know what he's willing to do, but I will tell you this. If he's been involved in conversation, they already brought up Kobe, they already brought up Shaq, they brought up other things and other incidences. This is a plan. You know, he's got really high, powerful, priced attorneys to come up with a plan. If he's not capable of it, other people are. Let's just be honest about it. He's not going to just go to some beach with a big check in his back pocket. Yeah. There's nothing about his life that says that's what he's going to do. I don't think that, now's the time at 80, whatever, to go start living that way. He is who he is. He's going to be that guy, I promise, as this thing moves along.
Okay, so that's on that side, he's Donald Sterling, the fighter. On the other side, you get reports and his wife Shelley hinting that, well, he's incapacitated mentally. Well, what do you make of that?
Well, I think one of the things you can do is you could say he has no say in the sale of this if you can prove that. I don't know what they have written. I don't know who the doctor was. Let's be honest. If you have enough money, you can probably find a doctor to write your prescription for anything or give you a diagnosis of anything. I don't know if they've got something official, but that part is really he doesn't even have an ability to be a part of what would be a negotiation. We're taking it from him. That's been done in business before. I think that's just an avenue. Now the question is, what do they actually have in writing, and who is it written by that might say something like that?
Got it. Chris, good stuff. Always good talking to you, Chris Domino. Appreciate it. And again, NBA owners set to vote June 3rd to vote him out. We expect we'll see how it plays out. And one other thing about Mr. Sterling, according to an E-Poll market research survey, Donald Sterling beats out the likes of Bernie Madoff, O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson's former doctor Conrad Murray, and Justin Bieber to take top honors as the most hated man in America. Out of the people surveyed who were familiar with the Los Angeles Clippers owner, 92% they said they disliked him. 1,100 people were surveyed, so one little tidbit there.